Cooking with Clover. Glad you can join us today. We have some exciting topics to share with you. Our bodies are made up of different organs that help sustain life and healthy growth. Have you ever considered the spleen? It's an organ in our bodies that is very fragile and can be affected as a result of unhealthy diet and lifestyle. Here to focus on the worth of your spleen is health and wellness specialist Angela Borgeest. Angela, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Clover.
Okay. So we all have a spleen, and it's hardly talked about. Where exactly is it, and what does it do for us?
Well, the spleen actually, I'm speaking from traditional Chinese medicine, which is based on Taoism. Tao as in Tao or Dao. So exact physical location, we can find it by using our hands. If you give yourself kind of like a hug, and your right hand comes over to the left side of your body, where your hand goes by where your rib cage and towards the back, that's the location of your spleen. So physically, that's where it's located. The liver is the opposite side, but it's a little bit more to the front and being protected by the rib cage in the front.
What does it do for us now?
The spleen, according to traditional Chinese medicine again, it is the mother of our bodies, our physical bodies, once we are born. So before we are born as a fetus inside our mother's womb, that's our mother, right? The mother nurtures us and feeds us. But once we are born, the spleen takes on the role of that nurturing aspect.
So then we have to take care of it based on our diets. What are the best foods to eat?
Yeah, we take care of the spleen through foods, but the nurturing doesn't stop at foods. So again, because I'm speaking more from a traditional Chinese medicine aspect, the mood, the colors, it's actually rather fun. So if it's foods that you are looking at, most Western and international recommendation for various foods and herbs that are healthy for humans, for our bodies, actually are tied in with the spleen as well. So typically it would be nuts and seeds, vegetables, some fruits, and I was quite happy to find that all meats are nurturing. So we do have to have a little bit of meat where possible, but people who choose to eat vegetarian, nuts, seeds, fruits and veggies, kind of like what you always hear people, right? I eat healthy, these are the things I eat.
And in a particular season, particular foods?
Yes, usually seasonally grown, but again, now you're looking at beyond the spleen, understanding the person as well. The climate also determines the food. The spleen has in Chinese medicine, there's even like a clock where they talk about certain hours of the day are more spleen related. So on top of that, I find herbs are very helpful. So seasoning and herbs, while we're on the topic of food, herbs in general are excellent for the spleen, but ginger, for example, is king, is very nourishing. So again, when we're talking about ginger, it's best to use fresh ginger root, so you can make a tea, or when you cook your foods, you saute it lightly with some oil and bring out its characteristics so that it could nurture the spleen as well.
Let's look on the downside a little. What could have happened for our spleen to deteriorate?
Oh, wow. Many things. In the cycle of Chinese medicine, just to keep it in a simplistic way, there are 5 main organs. So if we start with the spleen, it actually goes to nurture the lungs. So, and people with, say for example, spleen is an earth element. So lungs is a metal element. And if the spleen is challenged, and we're looking at the mother-daughter relationship between the spleen nurturing the lungs now. So in wintertime, for example, a lot of people will have some coughing or some cold issues. So if the spleen is strong, it could actually bring back the recovery very quickly. Spleen is also when it is out of balance, which happened to me, for example. At one point, I have some muscle pain, and I know it's muscle. It's not joint, it's not ligament, it's specifically muscle. So some people may be neck pain, whatever pain that you know that is related to muscles, usually it's a sign that your spleen is being challenged.
So you knew it was challenged, well, it had been challenged. What did you do in that aspect? Did you change your diet? Did you improve on something?
Actually, I started first with Restore Qi, which is like a needleless acupuncture. Because it still flows with the Chinese medicine concept of trying to figure out the root cause. A muscle pain in general, I will not be looking at the spleen, nurturing the spleen. So for me, it was a journey finding out, muscle pain, acupuncture works on the spleen and stomach meridian. Spleen and stomach is like a yin-yang organ in Chinese medicine, so they are related, hence the nurturing, because the stomach breaks down food and helps us with the digestive process. Also, what was interesting was my dentist, my dental hygienist and my dentist discovered that I was grinding my teeth. So they wanted me to wear a mouth guard when I go to sleep at night. So I said, no, I don't think I can do that, because already I find that I wake up in the middle of the night and I get this dry mouth already. So to have a mouth guard, I was a bit concerned about the dry mouth, and also having something alien in my mouth. It just doesn't feel like it's very nurturing to my sleep. So I said no, I was prepared to give it the time, that accept the fact I'm getting older, and that I would just keep grinding my teeth until one day the dentist has to do something for my teeth. So it was very interesting when I started looking after my spleen, because of my muscle pain that I was taught that's the root cause for it. I forgot that the jaw is also a muscle. So the teeth grinding stopped.
So because you're aware of your spleen and how your lifestyle can affect it, you were able to take your health in your own hands and correct the situation.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, very. It's very interesting when you play detective to try to find what is the root cause of discomfort. Because bottom line is, sometimes people, when they have, I'm going to go back to spleen because it's related to muscle, and this is today's topic. When we have pain in our muscles, what do we usually do? We either see a chiropractor, or we, in a household, probably the first thing is put on a muscle rub, right? A muscle gel rub. And it applies either cold or heat, whichever we are taught. In Chinese medicine, we never touch cold. We always say when you shock the muscle, the problem actually goes deeper. They hide. So when you put heat in and you bring the blood circulation in, it actually helps promote a faster recovery. But that's spleen, addressing the spleen, addressing muscle, addressing teeth clenching. addressing muscle cramps
It's all associated.
because they are all muscle related.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know.
So foods is a healthy, balanced diet. Most healthy foods like seeds, nuts, vegetables, fruits, and meat. Herbs. Medicinal would be, I would say, ginger as the best Western way of living, without mentioning, like take dong quai or astragalus, which may be a little bit beyond most people's practical application.
Thank you so much, Angela. From now on, I will be making sure that I'm eating right to take care of my spleen for health. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us. We have more coming up. Welcome back. Detoxing is mainly associated with taking a laxative to rid the body of toxins, then a strict diet to get back on path. But as women, we often do not take time for ourselves. My next guest will clarify a woman's way to detox. Please help me welcome the brilliant Michelle Lorraine.
Hi.
Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm
Nice
glad to be here.
Nice to have you. So a different side of detoxing is the mind, body, soul, of which you are an expert in. How is that?
Okay. Well, as you mentioned in your intro, that we talk about laxatives and detoxing in that sense of a fashion of getting rid of toxins in our body. But what I'm talking about with you and to our viewers is that we need to detox our body from whether it's how we eat and our mind and also our soul. Those are very important areas, especially the mind and the soul. We always focus on our eating habits or we exercise, but we don't take time out to detox our mind and our soul.
How do we do it, our minds?
Well, with our minds, it's having a healthy thinking. Like, for example, we will exercise. How do we exercise our mind? It's how we think. How do you think about yourself? So having a positive thought. So many times we're associating things like, oh, I don't like how I look, or I don't like the company I keep, I don't like my job, but yet we go there every day. We have to do a different perspective. The power that we have within ourselves is what we believe about ourselves. So it's changing our mindset. So that's where we change how we view ourselves. Then we have a stronger mind.
And you said it so right. The power is within us. And sometimes the negativity tends to keep us down, and not until we are called out on it, then people will have the self-will to change. But then it depends on your environment too. Show me your friends and I tell you who you are,
Yes.
that sort of thing. So how do we keep a clear mind going forward?
So sometimes we have to really change our environment. We are a product of our environment, they say. So sometimes we have to change our environment. For example, if you live in a home that it's all clutter, like there's a lot of things that are misplaced, you're going to need to take time out and reorganize yourself, because our environment is, it impresses our thinking. So if you're feeling all confused, then you're going to act confused. You're going to see the same way that you are at home at work. So you have to be able to put things in order in your mind, in order in your space, in order in your environment, to have a clearer thinking, and then you become more empowered as an individual.
Then our schedules, we have to think about not filling our schedules. Take time out for ourselves.
Yes.
And you're speaking on the aspect of women. We are always so busy taking care of the home, the children, the family, and not finding time for ourselves. But at times we have to probably sit back, review our schedule and say, we have to eliminate this in order to get this done. How do you view that in telling other women to detox their lives?
Okay, so basically making a schedule. So it's important for us to work on our time management. We have to make priorities. What is a priority for you? What's a priority for me? Yes, we love our kids, we're our spouses, our family, but we have to make sure we take time. So for example, what I do in the morning, the first thing I do is do meditation. I take 5 minutes and I do mindful thoughts. So talk about, I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am courageous, gorgeous. And I take that time out and empower myself first. And then I start my day. And I organize my day accordingly. So even for my body detox, I make sure that I put my fruits and everything, I cut them up before and I organize it. So when I'm getting ready for my day, it's already pre-ready.
You're so organized, but there are people who just do not have time.
We have to make time. We
Definitely,
definitely have to make time.
Yeah.
In order for us to be the best us, we have to make time. So take the time out to do your meditation. Take the time out to organize your physical health. Take the time out to be spiritual. We have to meditate. We have to connect with our spiritual life as well.
And then that's just the mind we're talking about, then the body.
So the body now, exercising, I know we don't like to do it. I know we don't have time, but again, waking up a half an hour earlier or an hour earlier just to get your body rejuvenated and get your heart pumping, you'll be surprised how much energy you'll have for the day. So get up and do even a 10-minute workout. There are so many things online that you can Google 10-minute workout and you just do it for 10 minutes, go and have a nice warm shower and then end it with a cold shower. That just wakes you completely up. It's crazy, but it really works. Eating healthy is so important. Most of our issues that we find, that whether it's cancer, eczema, bags under our eyes, or we're so tired that we can't even make it throughout the day, is because our gut is not healthy. So we have to put in the healthy foods into our body on a daily basis. Even exercising a fast once in a while is also healthy because it resets your system to rejuvenate it again. So by emptying it out and then putting back healthy foods. We cannot keep going through the fast food drive places. No. We cannot keep eating the fast food foods and think that we're going to be healthy and strong. We have to really change our eating habits and exercise.
I think also we have to think before you put anything in your mouth. You have to think about, how is it going to sustain the body, how healthy it is for you.
Yeah.
And then so the body, the mind, and the soul. How do we get to the soul?
So soul is very important. I am a Christian. I am, faith-based, and I know for myself, when I pray, I feel a difference. When I communicate with God, when I, do soul searching, it makes a difference. You feel more empowered. You have, you're able to communicate and release burdens and things that hurt you or upset you, you're able to release it. Some people do meditation in different ways, whether it's yoga or whoever they want to communicate, but there is a great impact when we pray or when we meditate. So it's something very healthy. We have to eliminate the things that are in our minds and give it over, and then you get empowered.
Yep. Prayer is powerful on all levels. So you recommend the soul searching starts to start your day first thing in the morning before your busy schedule starts.
Yeah. So gratitude. Always wake up with gratitude. Be thankful. Talk about what you are grateful for. And once you start realizing how many things are good, you will be surprised. We focus so much on the negatives that we don't realize there's so many blessings that we do have.
Okay. It's time for a break. We have more coming up. Don't go away. Welcome back. We're talking detoxing the mind, body, and soul with Michelle Lorraine. So Michelle, before the break, we were talking about detoxing the mind, soul searching first thing in the morning. But just to digress a bit, have you ever gone to bed or you're on the couch, you fell asleep? When you wake up in the morning, you're like, when did I fall asleep? So you have to be grateful, at least you are back to normal life situation. So in going forward, inspiration that we need.
Well, inspiration is that you are important and you are your first priority. In order for you to be healthy and strong for your family, you have to take care of yourself first. I always say if a doctor has to go to a doctor, if a dentist has to go to a dentist, then I need support system. I need to make sure that I have someone I can speak with. If you don't have someone, you got to find someone. Even a therapist is good to go to. But what inspires me is that I know that there's greatness that lies within me, and I have to take care of myself first in order for that greatness to come out, and then not just for me but for my family as well.
Even if no one sees it, then you've got to shine and show what's within you.
Yeah, I have to be my best cheerleader.
Yeah.
I have to be my best cheerleader. I'm not going to depend on somebody else to tell me who I am. I don't need to depend on someone to tell me how great I am. I have to know that for myself. And every day that I wake up grateful. Every day I move about throughout my day, I know that I'm going to accomplish great things because that's my focus.
Even if you wake up and you're not grateful, because there are life situations that cause you to be stressed, then one has to take a moment then and inspire themselves and to set your path for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet different people and they have a very encouraging word, but they themselves are down, they're depressed. It's hard. How would they get their strength? Because someone needs to encourage them.
So I'll give you a little testimonial. I was really frustrated one day, and I jumped in my car, just so upset, and I start driving down the street to realize that I didn't have any gas. That made it even worse for me. I was so livid.
How did you handle that?
I took a moment. You have to take that moment, take a deep breath, and then I had to laugh. I just started to laugh. I just said, can you imagine this? I'm so upset, and I'm trying to run away, and I can't even get anywhere because I have no gas. And what I did was I have inspirational YouTube videos that I watch or listen to, and I just turned it on. And one of my other favorite songs to listen is Neo, Independent Woman. You know, I've got my own thing going on, you know, so it just kind of makes me pick up. So sometimes you just have to have that in your back pocket, like a inspirational song or a book or something that you can just go to. Like,
your go-to. Sometimes it just flows. Sometimes as soon as the day starts, a song just flows. You go with a thought comes and you flow with it. And if you can pass it on to someone else, that can help to inspire someone, inspire their day.
Yeah, get away sometimes. Travel, call an old friend, you know, and go on hiking. You know, try something different, even dancing, salsa dancing. Just try something different just to help you, you know, relax and just get out of your day-to-day busy day.
Yeah, I find even hiking, it gives you a new inspiration on life. It gets you back to yourself. You go deep in thoughts, and I went hiking a few months ago, and while walking through the woods, you could hear the birds singing, and then you have a thought there, and it's like you're coming in connection with God's creation, and it feels so good. So it's good to take a hike. I spoke to my guest that I had before. She shared with me, whenever she goes on a hike, they go on the hike in silence, in a group, but silence going. And once they're returning, then the conversation starts. So they gather a lot going in and they let it out, and that's something to think about. That's something to try.
And even listening to water. Water just has this sense of soothing and relaxing as well. And my favorite thing is massages. Definitely.
What can you tell women out there, someone who's stressed right now, listening to you talking, how to just detox the entire me? Not just about taking a tea.
No, not just taking a tea, but taking time out for yourself, eating healthy, exercise, and take time for your own personal mental health. You have to do it, and your body will thank you for it. Will definitely thank you for it.
And that's very important. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for sharing. We have now come to the end of Coffee and Conversation. I hope you have enjoyed this segment. Until next time, take care of yourself. Thanks for watching.